My name is Michael Harvey, and I'm the Information and Privacy Commissioner for British Columbia. Today is Data Privacy Day. It's a day when we talk about the importance of data privacy and best practices in data protection. And in today's digital age, protecting our data is important because it's personal. It's about you. Your digital identity is an important part of who you are. And that's because there really is no meaningful distinction between our online and offline lives. Think of an average day and the amount of your data, your personal information, that you put out there. You might have your morning coffee in one hand and your smartphone in the other, screening through social media feeds, liking or sharing posts, sending messages to friends and family. And you might continue checking those feeds throughout the day, using chat or collaborative platforms at work or doing your shopping online. Opting out of all this is not realistic or even desirable for most of us who want to fully participate in our professional, personal, and civic lives. But convenience should not come at the cost of us sacrificing our personal autonomy, what makes us free individuals in a democratic society. Yes, we need to make the choices that best protect our privacy, such as regularly checking the privacy settings on our apps and services and choosing the most secure option. But we also need to recognize the importance of our privacy rights and feel empowered to demand better from the organizations and from our government that we entrust with our information. Earlier this year, my office and others released a report on deceptive design practices as part of our work with the Global Privacy Enforcement Network, GPEN. That report found that almost all Canadian digital platforms used at least one deceptive design pattern, a technique used to manipulate or coerce users into making decisions that may not be in their best interests. The study found a particularly high level of these patterns on platforms designed for children. This contributes to an erosion of expectations in our society, where your personal information becomes a commodity to be exploited, rather than a part of your digital identity that deserves dignity and respect. We must demand better. The online world has so many wonders to entertain, educate, and delight our children and youth. We owe it to them to make it a safe place. And for organizations, doing better is not only about compliance with the law, it makes good business sense. Those that are proactive in taking a principled, transparent approach to privacy, and those that avoid such tactics have a real opportunity to fill a void and win people's trust. In British Columbia, the Personal Information Protection Act sets out the rules for how private sector organizations handle the personal information entrusted to them in countless transactions every day. In today's environment, when personal information is at a premium, PIPA is more important than ever, and it requires modern tools to deal with these modern problems. My office has long advocated for many important changes to the Act. What I'd like to highlight today is for my office to have the ability to levy administrative monetary penalties. If organizations are going to disregard your privacy rights, shouldn't there be a consequence for them doing so, one that hits them where it matters the most? Privacy regulators around the world have been granted these authorities, and even if they are used only after education, outreach, and informal mediation don't work, they certainly help to focus organizations on complying with the law. As we start a new year, my office calls on government to refresh PIPA to ensure that it stays fit for purpose, and that as we propel ahead in the digital age, we never lose sight of the fact that we're not talking about data points, but about people, about you, and about your ability to tell your own story.